So the flight was super long, and I remember I was so tired from traveling that I was just like, yeah, I could not keep my eyes open the entire time we were like in the van to go to the mission home, because the mission home was about 3 or 4 hours away from the airport in Manila. And I remember just like getting there and just feeling like overwhelmed with heat. It was just so hot, but at the same time, like, it was totally fine. I just was so exhausted that the heat made it worse. You're just like, oh, I just want to go to sleep, but then you don't really have time for that because they just kind of put you in the mission home and like start your training, and the next day you're in the field. So it was just a whole blur of events and emotions. The Olongapo mission is on the left side of the main island of Luzon up in the north. So if you're like looking at a map, and this Philippines is surrounded by those like four bodies of water. So the right side is the Pacific Ocean, whereas the left side is the South China Sea. So we were literally along the coast of the South China Sea, which was kind of cool because one of my areas was like in the beach, like it just like was. And so that was the very northern part of the mission, was like that very tip top kind of on the beach. It was called Infanta. And then you just kind of go down the coast a little ways all the way until Mariveles, which is the southern tip of that part of the mission and of Luzon. And I thought it was really cool because the Olongapo mission has like so much history, as far as having like World War II happened in that part of the Philippines, and there's like these markers like all the way down like the bottom half of our mission, just marking the death march that happened for like the Filipino and American soldiers that were trying to get away from the Japanese, which I thought was crazy. Like that, I didn't even know that had happened in the Philippines, but after having like read more about it and like being there and seeing all these like memorials to them, it was pretty cool. Like, I mean, it was just cool that like there was actually like American history in the Philippines, which I thought was awesome. So there's only one stake in the Olongapo mission. It's the Balanga stake, and I served in 2 of the wards in the Balanga stake. The rest of the areas were all branches and districts. So it was interesting. They were trying to create a new stake up in the northern part of the mission. So I'm not sure what's happened since I've left, but I really hope that one day that it becomes a stake, because they're really strong. So Manila is about 3 to 4 hours of a bus ride to get to like the Quezon, because it's in Quezon City. And the Erdene Temple, I feel like it will be closer to at least the top half of the mission, so they would like be able to go more frequently, I would guess. I mean, you're still gonna have to pay bus fare either way, but I feel like it might be a little bit closer. So I definitely want to go back, like, to see it once it's done.